This episode of Co-op is brought to you by Brutal Legend, Squarespace, and Gamefly.
I'm the strongest man in the world. Hello. Hello. Who are you?
My name is Fernando.
No. Fernando died in a bicycle accident.
No, it's not true. He simply got a sex change and became Fernanda.
What?
Yes, search your feelings. Look at me.
It is true. Fernanda.
Yes, your heart is weak.
My heart,
Sir? Hey, what are you doing?
What's up, dude?
What the hell are you doing?
Just some Excel word spreadsheeting.
All right, whatever. Everybody's downstairs waiting for us. We're going to the bar. You want to go?
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
Let me just finish this up, and I'll be right there. I'll be right down. I'll meet you guys
All
down.
right, man.
How can this be?
Search your feelings.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Yes. Yes. Take it off, baby. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Oh, you are. Yes, you are so. Oh, so nice. Hold. We are naked.
I'll be right.
The thing I like about you most is you'd run away with me. So pack your bags and your shotgun too. We might run into zombies. We're always down for that co-op multiplayer action. We're always down. We're so down. We're so down. We're so down for co-op. We're so down for that co-op action.
Cheers, y'all. All
right, guys.
E3 next week. That's great. I am very excited. You know, it's the first time we're going back to the old E3 that I really didn't think existed anymore. I thought it was
go back.
I kind of just want to say, like, right off the bat, the game that I'm absolutely most looking forward to seeing is Heavy Rain.
Tuesday, November 3rd, 4:15 p.m.
I'm an adventure game junkie. I love those games. Even though Indigo Prophecy totally falls apart at the end of it, like, I really think that team is onto something. You can tell they've generated this new, like, mature approach to how they're going to make this game.
Yeah.
Heavy Rain looks phenomenal. Like, it sounds like they're really gonna nail the atmosphere and the storytelling. I'm interested to see how it's anything more than just a choose your own adventure. How it's just like you hit left, you hit right, you hit A. Like, I'm really interested to see how they integrate that over the course of something than just like a 5-minute demo. Or
Right.
like, I understand the game could be pretty short, and that really excites me. I would love if this game was like 2 hours long and you could play it a bunch of different ways.
That would
be
amazing. Speaking of Sony, did you guys watch the Uncharted 2 5 minutes of gameplay video?
That is all I can watch all weekend.
Shit.
I love the animation in this game. It has like the best animation of maybe any game that I've ever seen. Nathan Drake feels like a character, a real, almost like a person, you know? He comments on things that happen in the game.
Nice parking job.
And every time he's gesticulating and moving his arms, and he's got body language.
Transition.
You know?
There's an in-between frame for everything. You know, if you're shooting a guy, smashing him into a wall, and then diving and rolling, throwing a grenade, everything has motions in between. You know, you're seeing everything transition, and that's something I've never seen before on Uncharted.
Yeah,
Like,
and the other thing is, like, it looks like they might nail exploration a bit better in this game. In the first game, I really liked the exploration parts, but it felt like it was maybe 10-15% of the total game.
Yeah.
That game reminded me more of Gears of War than anything else. The great thing about the trailer or the gameplay footage that they've just released is that it looks like a real world. I mean, it's hard to tell where you should go and explore. You know, you really have to kind of look around.
Even the environment were great. You know, there wasn't like any indicators. It was just looking for colors and shapes and sort of like, I really like the way they limit the amount of stuff where you don't need a HUD other than your weapon
Grenade
and your ammo.
indicator,
Yeah,
that sort of
exactly.
thing,
You know,
yeah.
it's very elegant the way they kind of explain to you where you need to go.
Sony seems more willing to take risks with new IP than it seems some of the other companies do. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes out of the Sony press conference because you know there's this unannounced game that's going to happen, and I have a feeling unannounced game isn't going to be just a sequel of something. It's going to be a new IP, and it's going to be something that we're all going to be interested in.
Unless it turns out to be the new game from the Eco team, in which case it'll basically
that would be fine.
That would basically
that
be
would
a
be
sequel.
okay.
I actually would be surprised if it wasn't contrary to what you're predicting in that I think Sony has done a lot to take gambles on new IPs. I wouldn't be surprised if like this year was actually sort of a return to form. Like, look at God of War, look at our established franchises, like stuff they seem they're drawing people into the PS3. They're going to drop the price. They could do a redesign. Like, I think this year could be like, look at all these gambles we've taken, but look at all this stuff we already have, and here's the new stuff we're doing with that.
We know God of War is going to be there. We know Heavy Rain's going to be there. We're confident in that. But I'm more interested and more looking forward to being surprised by what Microsoft has to show because I really don't know what they've got.
Like you said, you expect maybe new IPs from Sony. I expect like this could be a year we see some new IPs from Microsoft. Like we know Epic's working on something non-Gears of War related.
The horror game.
Alan Wake, I think, still counts as something we don't know anything about.
At this point, yes, we haven't seen anything.
I actually really don't expect like Halo ODST to be all that important. Like I think they're gonna show something, but I really don't expect it to be like a placeholder of their conference. Like they can't catch up to the Wii, but the PS3 like isn't something they need to really concern themselves that much with. Like I think they're in between. I think this could be a position where Microsoft kind of says, here's a bunch of new shit we're doing, and like they're just gonna keep throwing stuff at the wall because that's what Microsoft has done in a lot of cases. Like they have the core, and they just like they're throwing all like avatars, new experience, like they're throwing stuff at the wall, see what sticks. And I think this year could be the same thing with new IP.
I think we're finally gonna see Half-Life 2 Episode 3.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be exclusive to Xbox and PC. But I'm fairly confident that it's gonna be longer. And they're still using the Source engine. They're still using the same technology they've been using for so long. And who knows, maybe they'll announce Portal 2 or something like that. But I really think that what's going to end up happening is that we'll see Half-Life 3 and it'll be a 10-hour experience, which is kind of what you expect from a $60 game at this point. And it'll be more like what a true sequel to Half-Life would have been, a standalone sequel.
And if you look at like what Microsoft has done, making like key partnerships with these like sort of PC developers like Bethesda, with Valve, like they have made it like their mission, like, you know, there's the PC version, fine, but that's irrelevant to us. We just want to make sure it's on Xbox. Like that would not shock me at all if the next thing from Valve was crowded out at Microsoft press conference.
I can believe it. Whoa. Wow. Where the hell have you been?
What are you wearing?
I'm Eddie Riggs! Brutal Legend!
Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay.
Why?
Explain.
Well, it all started when you guys were looking at the Brutal Legend trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so great.
Like,
man.
we were there.
Oh my
High
gosh.
five,
You
boys.
fuckers are so goddamn happy you saw the game early, and you were talking about how Tim Schafer showed you guys everything and how awesome it was.
Tim Schafer showed us everything.
It was so awesome.
Oh my gosh. This is
And there I was, The ultimate Tim Schafer fan, the biggest Jack Black junkie. Dude, I own School of Rock on Laserdisc. You assholes got to see so much of the game while I was stuck waiting. It's like you guys were mocking me.
So then and there, I vowed to be the first person to play Tim Schafer's Brutal Legend.
Chat with Tim Schafer via Twitter on the first night of E3, June 2nd at 7 p.m. at e3.brutallegend.com. Pre-order the game from GameStop and your Eddie will have an Insano Tenacious D design guitar in-game. It's a new leveled up guitar with a unique voiceover from Jack and Kyle from the D, new sound effects, and more. And if you sign up for news at brutallegend.com, you'll have a chance to win a real-life Insano guitar custom modeled after the Tenacious D guitar from Alembic.
What have you been eating? I'm supposed to think you're a nun, but I know you're really some kind of big, ugly demon, so let's have it. Aha! I knew it! Big, ugly demon. Kind of sexy, though, in a weird way.
What's going on, man? What are you playing?
I'll give you one hint. Pawn, pawn, pata, pawn.
Wait, are you off rhythm or are you on rhythm?
Pawn, pawn, pata. Well, I'm on rhythm right now.
Bink, bink,
Yeah.
bink, bink.
Well, fucking, yeah. Dude, this game. Seriously, this game. Like, pause it? I don't. Yeah, exactly. Why did I pause it? Oh, wait, because you can't. What the fuck is with a portable game that you can't pause? I have to like switch it off so that my PSP goes into sleep. There's no way I'm gonna come back in and still have my fever up. So
did you play the original at all?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I had finished Chinatown Wars, and I was like, I'm on this portable game kick. I haven't played my PSP or DS in a while. I was like, I want to play something else. And so I'm going through my shelf, and I found Patapon, pulled it out, played the first 4 hours, like I feel like I've already played through like the fun part of this game. I'm hitting the grind, annoying part. I was like, but Patapon 2 is just coming out. Okay, shelve it, wait for Patapon 2. Pulled it out. Now I'm like 6-7 hours into Patapon 2, and I feel like I've hit the same exact wall.
Well, that's not the first time I've heard that, because like I was talking to Ryan, who played Patapon 1 to death.
Well, it's Patapon 1, like, but way more complicated. Like, because I played 4 hours of Patapon 1, and like some of the things that Patapon 2 introduces, like the evolution map, like, which on its face sounds really cool. The idea that like you can choose a specific Patapon and you can evolve it into like different modes, like well, you can evolve it across this entire map and just evolve specific parts of it. But the problem is, like, you have no reference map.
Right.
So you start the game, and at this point, in the game's release, you can't even go to Google image search and pull up an evolution map because it's all in Japanese.
Every single evolution that you have can level up to level 10.
Right.
And each of those you have to farm materials like fucking crazy. Like here's what I did. Like this one guy right here, the Yumi Pawn, who's the
back archer.
Back archer guy. Like I said, okay, I'm just gonna go right here and I'm gonna level this one up to level 10 just to see what it was. Seriously, that took me like 3 hours to get enough materials to level that one guy up to level 10. And like the first thing I did was like trying to just go down the evolution tree to get to the end, because I figured the ones at the end would be the most awesome.
Right.
So you see something like this where it's just a bunch of level 1 guys, but it's more stretched out toward the end.
So that's what I've been doing, thinking like, I'll get one guy all the way out, and then I guess I can use that as a reference map. But then I keep doing that, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm making the rest of the game so frustrating, which is so unfortunate, because like there are so many parts of this game that I do really like. The fundamental rhythm-based strategy gameplay is really, really fun.
Totally agree.
When you do hit it on rhythm, like it's really
that symbol crash when you
like you know when you really got it and you enter the fear mode, and that's like those are the parts I'm like loving this game, but it's the grind.
Yeah.
The grind is not fun at all.
Grind is awful. Well, and they alleviate that somewhat by like when you beat a boss, then you can go. Then it gives you an egg, and you can take that egg into like a heroes only mode, which is also their multiplayer mode. Right. So, which is kind of a cool new addition. It's like if you have. If you bring an egg into that particular stage, and that's the kind of boss that you want to fight. And then while you're in that stage, depending on how well you do, you have a currency that you can spend just in that stage on like the treasure chest at the end. And so that can help you like, okay, I need horns. So I know that if I need fangs. So I know if I fight this one boss, it's gonna give me a bunch of fangs. So at the end of this hero stage, I'm gonna have all these treasure chests. I can unlock a bunch of fangs. That'll help me out. But I still have to do that. I have to do that same battle 4 to 5 times just for one ingredient that I need.
And you know what? The game never really explains that.
Oh, I figured it all out like random, just like trying to fuck around.
I mean, that is really like the game explains 99% of what you should know through like these loadings, like the loading screens.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like I finished, a map, and I'm like, whew, done, and I look away. Like maybe if it was like sort of like Pokemon, like when I was back in like 6th grade, where if I was around all my friends and every day I came in, like we all huddled around. What did you find last night?
Right.
Where did you get this? Where did you do this? Because I thought Patapon was going to be like this pick up and play game for me.
Yeah.
Like that I just sort of sat down, I played 15 minutes.
Because that's kind of what you expect when it's a portable game, and it's not at all. Yeah, like you expect a portable game to be able to be pick up and play. But Patapon is like an MMO for one player. It's the same thing like what you said, is that like I actually really enjoy being in the stages and doing the combat, and once you unlock things like you unlock the reverse song so you can get out of trouble, and the jump song, and you unlock the different miracles that you can use in different stages, and all that stuff is really, really cool. But the grind kills this game for me. Like, once we are done with this chat, once we are done talking about this game, I am never going to play it again. Because the grind is too much. If they just made it a little easier, if things came a little bit faster, I could really get sucked into this because I'm susceptible to that kind of gameplay.
See, I would much rather have, like, the way the game works is like, it works in scarcity. Like, you get nothing, and you have to earn through rarities all the stuff you need to get the evolutions you want, the new Patapon evolutions you want. But I would rather the game was in abundance, where instead of like me having to work for an evolution, like, let me it be an abundance of choice, where I get to choose between all the other stuff, and I'm like overflowing with choices. Instead, it's an overflowing of non-choices, because like I'm looking for this fang that like I have to find somewhere. Like that's just like so frustrating when it's like I just need that one meat or that one fang. Like I know which boss I need to grind the egg on. Like it's just like really really maddening. Yeah. It's weird because like it's a game I really respect. There's so much depth. What it does right is immensely fun and really cool, and there's so much to it, and it's like probably the biggest, most in-depth PSP game I ever played. Yeah. It's just unfortunately not the game I thought it was. I don't know. It's just,
if it was maybe, I don't know, 15-20% less frustrating, I could stick with it. But it crossed my threshold. Patapon 3. Patapon 3.
It's in the dark though. It's like it hurts my eyes a little bit. It's a bit too bright.
It's a little straining a little.
Oh, too dark, dude. Split the difference.
A little bit in the middle.
Halfway.
Right? Yeah.
That's great.
What's going on?
Okay.
Nice.
Changing the colors. Squarespace. Remember, you can change the colors in real time.
Try green. I like green.
Okay, we'll do
Green's
green.
my favorite color.
That's super cool.
Do blue.
Oh,
that's
all right.
changing the color. That's
awesome.
blue's not bad.
Do you like? I think orange would be really good.
Orange? Yeah.
Really?
Orange bar logo.
Like how about like an olive or a mauve or something?
Yeah, they move up to like a yellow.
Oh, hold on. Go back.
Dude,
Go back.
No, go forward. Go back.
Right there.
Go back.
We can make it do this.
Oh, like a brighter.
Yeah.
Look at the lights. Look at the color.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely.
Oh, that's good. Squarespace. Squarespace to change your site in real time. Spot TV looks kinda shitty to me until we put it on the Squarespace. Real
time changing up your website. Squarespace does it in real time. If you want your website to look like a disco, hit this shit up, baby, you will see it in real time. Squarespace.
Beautiful. Oh, that's awesome.
All right, that was good talk, guys.
Not too bad.
I kind of like that color.
Oh, right there. Perfect.
Looks pretty good.
I like it.
All right. Let's do it.
I mean, I thought I would like Punch-Out just because I was gonna play like Punch-Out, but I didn't expect to like it as much as I do. And it's funny that it reminds me, obviously, a lot of the old school Punch-Outs, but also of like a combination of that plus Street Fighter 4 and maybe like Rhythm Heaven.
A lot of the early, previews, videos, that kind of thing, that was the evaluation. It was like, it's just Punch-Out, because that was like the first 2 or 3 characters,
right?
And it's just, once you get by that introduction, it's not just Punch-Out, not by a long shot.
They do kind of a bait and switch on you where early on, especially Glass Joe and Von Kaiser, the two first fighters, pretty much fight identical to the way they fought on the NES.
Right.
But then they throw in a new character, Kid Disco. This is basically Carlton Banks from Fresh Prince. His timing is so awkward. The first time I fought him, he knocked me out in the first round.
The characters flash red before they're gonna do their attack. They will always repeat the same pattern, I know this because I've restarted a whole lot on some of these boxers. I got to the point where it's like, all right, straight punch, hook, hook, delayed hook, straight punch, super punch. You just learn their little rhythm that they're going to go through, and that seems like it might take away from the game, but it doesn't.
That was the thing about Punch-Out. It was one of the first games that you had characters that had a lot of personality. I mean, they were big on the screen. They weren't as big as we remember them being, but they were big on the screen, and they were actually fairly detailed caricatures. But you're getting those, and they are filling the whole damn screen now, and they've just added so much more character to them without screwing them up.
It's incredible how much animation there is and how much life there is in these characters. Piston Hondo, the first time I was fighting him, he comes up and he does this little wink wink punch, and you dodge to the side and he goes, what the fuck? Or, in Japanese. That's the other thing, is they all speak in their native tongue.
Right, and it's not subtitled, which I appreciate.
But I kind of want to be able to unlock subtitles late into the game so that I can see what they're saying. But it just blew me away how funny the game was, because I wasn't expecting that
you look
at
at Super Macho Man as another perfect example of that.
Yeah, we watched his intro every time just because it was so uncomfortably hilarious.
Are you ready? 'Cause I'm gonna put on a show.
We were saying walking over here was that the turning point, I guess, is when you get to Aaron Ryan.
Totally.
Which is that is a weird goddamn fight for Punch-Out. Just the fact that he moves all around the screen constantly and just cackling like a maniac.
Most other fighters, when you punch, they just block your shot unless you punch at the right times. And you can't, because he's standing around the back of the ring doing some funny ass dance.
Also the fact that usually you poke him in the head and then you get 5 or 6 more in.
Exactly.
If you try to follow that, he'll just pull you apart.
Doc does tell you what to do. I mean, for Aaron Ryan, he says you got to beat him to the punch, and it lets you know oh, there's that one punch that comes slamming forward, and if I hit him ahead of time, then I do get to do my 5 punches in a row when he's dazed or whatever.
I was already feeling that the first 3 circuits, this is pretty good. I'm having a lot of damn fun with this. It might be a bit short, and I was kind of thinking that I would have to sadly dock it quite a bit for that. And then you get into the title defense mode, and it's just okay. No, this is everything it should have been.
Exactly. The fact that there's new art assets for each of the characters once you get into title defense makes it because you're not expecting it. It feels like in the original Legend of Zelda when you found out there was a second quest or something like that.
And they really change a lot of the fighters up dramatically. You look at Great Tiger, it's a perfect example. He fights one way when first time you fight him, but which is different from the way he fought in the NES version. Then when you find him in Title Defense mode, he actually seems a little more similar to the NES style, but turned on its side a little bit. With every boxer, you can go into the training mode and fight like their Force Ghost version. I'd never do that. Like, I feel like that's cheating. I want my record to show that I lost to Glass Joe 5 times in Title Defense mode.
That was hilarious.
I'm proud of that.
I mean, just the fact that you barely scraped by the Sandman fight is like, oh, I'm going to fight Glass Joe again. And you're lulled into the sense of security. And yeah, he just tears you a new asshole. There are all these little sub-goals you can get, you know, like TKO Great Tiger with 3 punches. Right. I have no idea how to do that, but evidently it can be done. But this is the kind of stuff, like, you replayed Punch-Out over and over again when you were a kid, you know, and you gave yourself little goals, like, I'm going to beat the crap out of Glass Joe and then let him win. Right. You know, just because I feel bad for the dude. That's like something that you get like a little, you know, achievement icon-y thing for. You know, it's taking the way you played this game as a kid and making it like part of the game.
Right. See, I haven't played
you haven't done 2-player?
No, I haven't.
Oh, Jesus.
Is it good?
It's a fun distraction, and it's the kind of thing that when someone hasn't seen the game before, you want them to play that first.
Yeah,
because it is so different.
When you get hit, it raises the meter.
Yeah, you get hurt.
So the underdog will like just Hulk out, and then it goes to the full screen thing where they're in the background and Little Mac is in the foreground.
Oh, that's awesome.
And fighting is like the Giga form. You can throw powerful punches, but you can also hold the punch button down, so you can put like weird delays
out
like you can with the other fighters. And this guy figured out how he could keep his Giga version charged the whole time, so he never went back to being Little Mac.
You can interrupt that, but you have to figure it out.
Yeah, but of course he wouldn't share that with me, so I was like, I called bullshit after like 3 fights, and I'm like, I'm not fighting you again until you tell me how to do it.
After 3 fights, that's your own damn fault. You're taking like a really old franchise like that is just like swollen in people's memories and actually trying to just match that and still surprise them.
Right.
The fact that they managed to actually do that is just incredible to me.
This game was developed by Next Level Games, a Canadian developer.
These guys at this point, they have carte blanche to go back and reimagine any classic NES game they want to. They get what made the original so good, and they not only matched it, I feel like they actually exceeded in a lot of ways.
Yeah, easy.
What's wrong, Billy? No money for new games? Well, try GameFly. GameFly is the largest online video game rental service and offers you a choice from over 6,000 new and classic titles across all consoles and handhelds. With plans starting at $15.95 a month, GameFly members can rent 1 to 4 games at a time and keep them for as long as they like. There are no late fees, no due dates, and shipping is always free. Once you're done playing a game, send it back and GameFly will send you the next available game on your list. If you really like the game you're playing, simply click Keep It on the GameFly website and the game is yours, at a discounted price. GameFly will even mail you the case and manuals free of charge. Co-op fans will get a 2-week free trial when they go to gamefly.com/co-op. Some restrictions apply, see site for details.
I hate to toot my own horn, but toot toot. I hate to toot my own horn, but toot toot.
And we all saw that video of Beyond Good and Evil too, and like, oh my God, please. From what I'm hearing online, or who knows what's true online and what's not, but what I'm reading is that it probably wouldn't be more if they show it here than a trailer. Yeah. I'd still like to watch that trailer.
Yeah. 51.
What about third parties? What are you guys interested in?
What about Assassin's 2?
That's one of my games. I really like Assassin's Creed 1 a lot.
Over here!
I
understand the critiques of Assassin's Creed.
So do I.
You know, and they make sense.
Yeah.
But Assassin's Creed 2 has an opportunity to make good on the promise of the first game. And the things that I liked about the first game were so well done that if they can deliver on the rest of the game, then I'm sold.
Already you're going to a new environment. Like going to Italy in the 1400s during the Renaissance sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But they could just give you more interesting things to do.
And to be honest, you know, we're talking about Assassin's Creed. Well, Splinter Cell Conviction looked a lot like Assassin's Creed when Assassin's Creed finally came out.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what Conviction is now.
Yeah.
And you and I liked Double Agent a lot more than most people did.
Well, and I'm just a big fan of stealth action in general, and Splinter Cell Double Agent really. Splinter Cell for me was the best stealth action game I had played since Thief 2. So.
And speaking of stealth action, like apparently Kojima is going to be announcing something or other. Something involving weather, maybe a tornado action game
of some sort.
So Kojima, it'll be interesting. Whether it's good or bad, at least it'll be different. You know.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what Capcom has as well. You know, everyone's thinking that they're gonna like rebirth an old IP. And a lot of people are saying it's gonna be Strider. I'd be interested in seeing a new Strider. It's been a long time since we played a game like in that series.
Yeah, and it's because I feel like Capcom, you know, they kind of reached with Bionic Commando coming out. They reached the end of the last cycle of, you know, really big anticipated releases, and now it's time to go for the next cycle. Right. So we really should expect.
We're starting over with Dead Rising again.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's how, and Lost Planet. Yeah, and Lost Planet. We're starting over again, literally where they were when the 360 launched.
Yeah,
like,
good
we're
point.
getting sequels to those games where they kickstarted. Like Capcom was one of the first companies that really embraced like 360 next gen, like for good or ill. They embraced it really quickly with new IPs. And Capcom has 2 mystery games, which is one was already revealed with Tatsunoko versus Capcom. They have not said who's in the games, which is, you know, copping out that some licenses may not work out.
Right.
But the game is coming in some form or another in an enhanced form. Hopefully that's like online multiplayer. And Mystery Game 2 has been so far unannounced, and like I'll be interested. Like they have a lot of new IPs already coming. Like they have Dark Void. Like actually, Capcom is one of the most interesting third parties right now because they are in such a sort of transitionary state in terms of they did all their big experiments. They did downloadable. They've done original with like Flock. They've done old school with Mega Man 9. They've done remakes with Bionic Hand Rearm, and they've done the big remakes. Like with like Bionic Commando, the one that's coming out, like
Street Fighter 4, Resident Evil 5.
Well, and
really exciting.
EA.
Yeah, I'm excited for a lot of stuff. Dante's Inferno, they're probably going to be showing there as well.
Right.
Which is be interesting seeing that.
I'm sure that's going to be God of War 2
2.7
no,
maybe.
like God of War 2 TOO.
Oh, right.
God of War 2
God of War 2 too.
Which is fine.
Yeah, I don't care. It's not like we have like a ton of God of War clones to play right now, or like really solid polished ones. So if someone else wants to use
given the success of that franchise, I'm kind of surprised there aren't more.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I'm fine with that. Same reason why I enjoyed Wolverine. I enjoy that genre. I enjoy playing really brutal, fast-paced third-person action games that give me a lot to do with the combat.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of options besides God of War. So if a few other people want to copy that formula, knock yourselves out.
Well, it sounds like this is going to be a pretty exciting year.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think we got a lot to look forward to.
Well, absolutely. I'll see you guys in Los Angeles then.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I cheers you, but my
I'll be sleeping in my bed.
I will too.
I hate to toot my own horn, but toot toot.